The following is a presentation of TFNN. The Trader's Edge with Steve Rhodes. Call now, toll free at 1-877-927-6648 or internationally at 727-873-7618. The Trader's Edge. Now, Steve Rhodes.
Good morning, folks. Welcome to the October 29th, the wonderful Wednesday edition of today's Trader's Edge Show. I'm your host, Stevie Perseverance Rhodes, who absolutely knows that each of us should always be pioneers of our future versus prisoners of our past. Hope everyone out there is having a great day, and let's make sure we have an extraordinary one. Now, the easiest way to do that is to always remember that life is happening for us, not to us. Well, when we make that little 2x4 shift, folks, means we can find the gift in every set of circumstance that life is going to toss at us. Now, today, you and I, we're going to go check on the circumstance of these markets. We'll go figure out what those bulls and bears, what those buyers and sellers are communicating to you and I at just past 11 o'clock in the morning. I do want you to know that I'm absolutely grateful for your presence here. But more important than that, and that's this. During this next 53 minutes, I'm here to serve you. So feel free to send me an email. Send it off to steve@tfnn.com. Inside the subject heading, please put radio show question. Of course, if you're inside our Tiger's Den, well, then any and every ping will do. So let's go ahead and get this show started on wonderful Wednesday. Of course, this is Tiger Financial News Network. I'm Steve Rhodes. Welcome to our show. We've got a little bit of a mixed bag. The mix is really only coming from one area. That's the New York Stock Exchange, off about 35 points. Otherwise, the other U.S. indices are trading to the upside. Dow, 275, 16 for the S&P, 108 for the NASDAQ, 100, 12 for the Russell, 116 for the transports, 163 for the semiconductor index, 136 for the NASDAQ composite. The New York Stock Exchange down 34 points. Gold is up 39 bucks, silver 81 cents, electric crude 76 pennies. We do have the SPY that's on our board out here, the SPY. We've got TD9 count tops today that are going to go ahead and complete for the Dow Cash Indice, the S&P Cash Indice, the NDX 100. The New York Stock Exchange already did that yesterday. When it comes to the index ETFs, we'll get TD9 count tops for the SPYs, the Qs, and the Diamonds. With inside the S&P 500s, the sectors that have TD9 count tops would be the consumer discretionary, XLY, the industrial sector, XLI, and the real estate sector completed its TD9 count topping signal yesterday. As far as a couple of gold stocks, I see a couple of TD9 count bottom patterns out there. Well, also with regard to topping signals out here, Apple is going to go ahead and complete a TD9 count top today. Meta is going to do the same thing. Wheaton Precious Metals in Franco-Nevada will form or should form bar number 9 of a TD9 count. We got to see where that bar number 9 is in relationship to its close on bar number 5. If it's nowhere near there, then it will go ahead and confirm a TD9 count topping pattern today. In looking at these charts here, for example, if we take a look at the SPY, since we're here right now, we see that today we'll complete that daily TD9 count top. Now, whatever the high of the day is, if we start trading above that tomorrow and close above that tomorrow, this will tell us about a very strong upward momentum move for the daily time frame. We received that signal from the SPYs 2 weeks ago. Actually, it was last week, really, quite frankly. Last week negated its TD9 count top. So we create a TD9 count top, and we basically trade sideways for 1 week, sort of the second week, but then we close above that TD9 count top. So no topping pattern whatsoever, period, with regard to the weekly time frame for this SPY. If we don't have that, we do not have any kind of major top out here. I know there's all kinds of people talking about it. They're talking. I'm not even going to say it. If you look at the monthly time frame chart, we're so far away from a top, it's kind of funny. Look at that. We are in bar number 5. We're above the oscillator and change line, which at 646. We're above this bearish structured profile, a resistance level, no problem, wants to continue to move higher. But in the short term, we're going to get, or we should get, a short-term top. That short-term top for the SPY ought to take us back to the first level of support, 680.17. It ought to accomplish that task in a 2 to 4 day time frame out there. If I look at the SPY right now for its 30-minute time frame, that move lower most certainly has not begun. and I don't have a topping pattern, at least one that sticks out at me. Let's move off of this chart here. Let's go take a look at what's going on inside the New York Stock Exchange, see if that advanced decline oscillator is still above its zero threshold level, and the answer is it is. It's printing out at $20. Now, you can see the completed TD9 count top. That went ahead and formed yesterday. If price were to ever close above 21,799.03, it negates that topping signal and suggests that we move higher. However, and there is a however here, we have a Rhodes momentum indicator top. That went ahead and formed on October 7th. So for the SPY, the real number is 21,820.29, the all-time high. That's where price must close above in order to say for the, that was the New York Stock Exchange, I said SPY, for the New York Stock Exchange to tell us that it's ready to move to the upside. The interesting thing about the rally today in the S&P 500 is the mere fact that we've had the spot VIX index moving higher for 2 consecutive days out there. Maybe it's just going to go target the 1728. Maybe it's trying to tell us something. I don't know. If it's going to tell us something, then it should reveal that stuff by taking a look at the intraday charts for the ES Mini as an example. Now, I don't know what intraday charts I've got up on my screen out here, but we're going to go find out. I think it's gold. Yeah, it is gold. I didn't really want to make that switch, but since it takes about 10 seconds to repopulate these charts, we're going to go ahead and make that switch, meaning we'll come back to the SPY, we'll come back to the S&P in a bit. Right now, I'm just got the gold charts up here, so let me share with you what they're communicating to you and I. And you can pretty much see it. When I say pretty much see it, you can see the TD9 count top for the 120-minute time frame. That tells you that a high on a 2-hour bar that would close above 40.4270 negates that signal and says we move higher out there. The 30-minute time frame chart for the gold contract completed a TD9 count up. It did that at 7 this morning. That high, 40.4370, is also another key level. If we close above that, that tells us about higher price. To the extent of lower price out there, if we were to close back below 4,490, that would be 2 consecutive days below profile support, and then that would open up that door for the 3861 level. That is the TD9 count breakout area for its daily time frame. So now that we're here, let's go ahead and put up the ES mini charts, and let's go see what we can find out here. We'll do this for the ES. We'll do this for the NQ. And again, what we're looking at here is do we see any, can I provide you with anything that's clear and consistent with regard to, okay, if we trade below this or close below this, that would suggest that the TD9 count top that we've got in place that's going to complete today is ready to take hold. Well, on the 5-hour time frame chart, turns out there's a TD9 count top. Maybe it was negated. The high of that was on $1,700, 5 o'clock yesterday, 69.4475. Where do we close on that bar? 69.40. We did. So you got a negated 5-hour TD9 count top. That's not going to help us. 4-hour negated, no top out there. The 2-hour chart, this bar is going to close at 12 noon. I'll keep the bar open later for you if you'd like. But in this case here, this bar is currently a bearish engulfing candle. That would confirm a Rhodes momentum indicator top for its 2-hour time frame. That would suggest that price might pull back to profile support. That's at 69.24. A close below that, it would be its breakout level. For the 2-hour time frame, 69.03. Do we've got tops on the 60-minute, the 30-minute profile support? They're holding. The TD9 count breakout level support on the 15-minute bar is held, so nothing is broken down, at least not just yet. Steve Rhodes with TFNN. We'll be right back.
If you're looking for potential trading setups in the stock market, then Rocket Equities and Options Report is a newsletter you should try. Tommy O'Brien delivers options and equity trades when the markets present them using a combination of fundamentals and technicals. Sign up for Rocket Equities and Options Report today with a 30-day money-back guarantee so you have nothing to risk. For all the details and to start your subscription today, visit the front page of TFNN.com. TFNN, educating investors.
Many trading newsletters attempt to focus on a narrow set of equities or commodities. While this works for some, it oftentimes misses many opportunities that possess huge gain potential. But how is an independent trader supposed to scan the entire market looking for these hidden opportunities? One simple answer: the Opening Call newsletter. Basil Chapman, developer of the Chapman Wave trading methodology, has been trading the markets for longer than most trading influencers have been alive. And over that time, he has honed his methodology in order to accurately call movements in a wide range of equities, from semiconductors to uranium to key indices and so much more. Basil is old school, taking the time to educate the trader while also giving his insights into key indices, selective stocks, and more. Opening call subscribers also receive access to dozens of educational live streams that can be accessed at any time for your edification. All first-time subscribers receive a 30-day money-back guarantee. So ignore the pop trading influencers and start learning time-tested technical analysis.
Steve Rhodes started his trading career as a student almost 20 years ago, and the student has now become the master. Steve won the prestigious Timer of the Year award in 2018 and barely missed that mark again in 2019, finishing at number 2 for the year. An amazing accomplishment. Steve Rhodes is committed to sharing his techniques and knowledge with anyone who wants to learn, and he shares his vast amount of trading knowledge every day in his Mastering Probability newsletter. Steve's award-winning newsletter, Mastering Probability, is delivered every trading day with updates throughout the afternoon. Sign up for Steve's market newsletter, Mastering Probability, and you'll receive access to 7 of Steve's educational webinars absolutely free. At TFNN, all our newsletters come with a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have absolutely nothing to worry about. Visit TFNN.com and try Mastering Probability 30 days risk-free today. TFNN, educating investors.
TFNN has launched the Tiger's Den, hosted at Discord. TFNN has been educating traders for more than 20 years with live programming hosted by a variety of professional traders during market hours. The Tiger's Den, available to all tigers and tigresses for just $1 for the year. There's no catch or added costs when you join our community of traders. Sign up today and become a part of this educational community of traders. Just visit the front page of TFNN.com.
Welcome back, folks. So that 50-day exponential moving average, if I didn't give that to you for the spot fix of 1728. So you want to keep an eye on that, certainly, because we've got those TD9 count tops in the ESNQ and the Dow. So I would expect that we'll see price get up there. If we get price that closes above that 50-day exponential moving average, we likely see price continuing to move lower, at least for the S&P 500 out there. What do I want to take a look at next out here? Let's take a look at the daily cash indices. So on the daily cash indices, here are your TD9 count daily topping signals that are completing today. In each case, and you can take a snapshot of this screen, in each case, what price should do is pull back to its oscillator and change line. So in the case of the Dow Jones cash indice, completes the TD9 count top today, pulls back towards 47,274. The S&P 500 cash index pulls back towards 68.25. The IDX 100 towards 25,590. Russell 2000 just has a Rhodes Momentum Indicator top. That's still in place out there. It's sitting at its oscillator and change line. Not a clue what it wants to do. The semiconductor index, we'll take a look at the SOX index ETF out here. But if we look at the SOX index, bar number 5, gap to the upside, no topping signal in place out there. The transport's just sitting in that good old-fashioned long-term consolidation, been in place since August. NASDAQ Composite, only bar number 8 of a TD9 count. This could get a TD9 count top that would form between today and the next 2 days. And finally, New York Stock Exchange, there we've already talked about its TD9 count top. So you got those TD9 count tops. Those arrows are on the lows of October 10th. That is the key low out there. That should be the low for the rest of the year. We should see the markets rally. We got Santa Claus, even with these TD9 count tops. Again, I'm just expecting them to be short-lived out there. And but anything can turn into anything out there. But right now, all the signals suggest that the Santa Claus rally bottom is in. It took place on October the 10th out there, and we should rally in towards the end of the year. All right, let's take a look at some of the requests that have come in. AIQ, that was one, somehow we were looking at that yesterday, and so we're going to put up the multiple timeframes. Now, in a couple instruments that we put up here, it's going to take just a few more moments to produce all these daily and weekly, monthly, and intraday timeframe charts. These would be for cash indices, if you would. This would be for stocks. This would be anything that's just simply that's not a futures contract out here. And so therefore I use different time frames. For example, you'll see a 65-minute time frame. You might say, what the heck is he thinking? He's thinking that 65 minutes divides evenly into 390. What we like to do, we take a look at bars here. We take a look at these candles. We like them to be measuring the exact same thing, the exact same amount of time. That way we've got some consistency out here. With regard to AIQ in the monthly time frame, all out bullish. On the weekly time frame, we negated a TD9 count top last week, all out bullish. It does have a wave 7 signal present that needs a lower high to confirm that pattern. AIQ on the daily time frame needs a bearish reversal candle to confirm a Rhodes momentum indicator top, all out bullish. All out bullish on the 195-minute time frame chart. We're negating AIQ is negating a 130-minute time frame. There's 3 130-minute bars in a day. It's negating its TD9 count top. The 65-minute negated its TD9 count top. I'm going to ask you a question. Do you think, and all we hear out there is bubblicious talk about the AI sector out there, getting too bubbly out there. What the Sam heck are these folks looking at? You know what they're looking at? They're just pulling stuff out of there. You know what? At least here, what we do is we've got some patterns that are reliable patterns. Not everything works 100% of the time, but it certainly does direct us to what the message of the markets are. And this whole bubble talk, where the Sam heck is that coming from? We also wanted to take a look at LAC, so I'm going to put that up here. It's going to take a moment or so for this to populate, but we'll do that. And I'm also going to go ahead and put up Apple, even though it was requested, simply because we took a look at Apple on the, I think at the, either was the, no, at the beginning of the show, because it had showed that it's going to complete a TD9 count topping pattern today. At least that's my thought. We take a look at LAC. It's a monthly time frame. It's bullish. It's trading above profile resistance. Maybe on the weekly time frame, price is pulling back to test support. That would be its oscillating change line at 552. Today is going to complete that TD9 count bottom pattern. So we're looking to see, is there any kind of bottom signal on the 195? No, there is not. The 130? No, there is not. The 65? Yes, there is. In fact, it's only the 65-minute time frame chart that has a bottom signal. And let me just make sure Doblegui confirmed that. The low that took place at 10:35 to be exact, that was yesterday, is 572. Did we close below 572? We closed at 573. So it's a 65-minute time frame chart for LAC. That's the only one that's got a bottom signal. Now, what you're watching here, price should be able to rally up to 609. 609 is the top of that 65-minute profile. If you can get above that, then 603. No, that's not. 683 would become its next target to the upside. So LAC, for its daily time frame, going to go ahead and complete a bottom signal today. It needs not getting a lot of help at this stage here from those intraday charts. Let's take a look at Apple, which is going to AAPL, is going to go ahead and form a TD9 count top. Is Apple one of the reporting instruments this week? Anybody inside the den know the answer to that question? Usually they do it on Thursdays. It's my recollection. Not that that's what it has to be. But back to Apple, when you take a look at the daily time frame, you'll see that it's going to complete that TD9 count top today. Now, on a weekly time frame, we negated its TD9 count top 2 weeks ago. Apple Thursday. How about that? Afternoon. How about that, Mr. Bill? Thank you for that, for letting me know. Letting everybody know. The monthly time frame looks like we're going to negate a monthly TD9 count topping pattern and do that on Friday. It's Friday for 31st, I think that it is. So Apple, for its longer term, is saying, I'm just fine. The daily time frame says, hey, I need probably a 2-day pullback out there. And that 2-day pullback ought to find support at about 265.75. Does it have to find support there? No, it does not. That's just simply the first level of support. Below that would be its profiles. That's way down south. That's in about the 250.88, 248.82, 246.76 level. When we look to the intraday charts, we're looking for topping signals. You've got a TD9 count top and what looks like might be a Rhodes momentum indicator top on the 130-minute time frame chart. You're going to get a Rhodes momentum indicator top for the 65-minute time frame chart. The 30, not so much, but the 30 could give us a profile change in trend. That profile change in trend would need 2 consecutive 30-minute bar closes below 267.67. That is the bottom It's 268.32. 268.32, and we're at 268.20 right now. 15-minute time frame has a Rhodes momentum indicator top price testing a key level of support. That key level of support is 268.31. It's TD9 count breakout level out there. So that's what's going on with Apple. Duncan Steve wants us to take a look at Ford. Let's go see what Ford is doing. Give me a moment. We'll go back to just our normal charts out here. I believe I've got Ford right here. No, it's not going to be Ford. That's going to be FLNC. Steve wanted to look at that as well. No, I'm just going to go back to Ford. It's going to be easier if I keep these things straight and organized. And we're going to go to break here in about 20 seconds or so. We'll hold out probably for 30. Let's get the charts for Ford up on our screen. Ford has got a TD9 count top, Steve-O. That should take price back to its oscillator and change line. That's at about the 1280 level. That's also the top of a new profile that formed below price. That's a strong bullish message. The weekly time frame has got no top. It's really giving us a signal similar to like what the markets are. Expect short-term tops out here. Intermediate term looks good. Monthly time frame is testing its bearish structured profile resistance level. That's at 1350. If we close above 1350, that would be a bullish outcome. Steve-O, we come back to this break. If there's anything else you needed from Ford, let me know. Otherwise, we come back to this break. Look at FLNC, the SOXX, VNet, IWM for Hector and Patty, and anything else that I can find. We'll be right back.
Building wealth trading in the stock market seems impossible to most people. They think it's too volatile and risky. Most people aren't going to take the time to educate themselves on how to do it right. But you're not most people, are you? At TFNN, you'll get the guidance you need to refine your strategies and techniques to invest like a pro. Because you'll be a pro. All TFNN subscriptions, books, software, and courses are available at TFNN.com. And I'm even going to tell you how to get them for less. Use TFNN's Tiger Dollars and you'll get up to a 20% bonus on your purchase. And once you apply them to your account, Tiger Dollars are automatically used for all future or recurring charges. Tiger Dollars also never expire, are fully transferable, and are a great way to add savings to your newsletters or services. Become the investor you were born to be at TFNN.com. TFNN, educating investors.
In the world of trading, only a few names stand out like Larry Pesavento, a pro's pro with over 50 years of experience. Larry has seen it all. A former Chicago Mercantile Exchange member, Larry has authored 10 books and trained over 1,000 traders with his unmatched expertise. Introducing Fibonacci 24/7, Larry Pesavento's daily trading service that turns the complexity of markets into opportunities. Published every Sunday, receive a comprehensive report packed with detailed commentary, charts, and videos that illuminate the patterns shaping the markets, with updates throughout the week exclusively for subscribers. Whether through charts or videos, Larry's analysis is your roadmap to navigating the markets. You can sign up now at TFNN.com for just $97. And with all TFNN newsletters backed by a 30-day money-back guarantee, you have nothing to risk. For all the details, visit TFNN.com. You'll find Fibonacci 24/7 right under the newsletters tab.
Sharpening your skills as an investor is like getting better at playing a musical instrument. You have to practice, sure, but you also need excellent instruction from experts. At TFNN, you'll get advice and guidance from the authority in technical market analysis. And it's not just dry, tedious text either. TFNN airs live financial content streamed live on TFNN.com and TFNN's YouTube channel with Tiger TV, live every market day from 8:30 a.m. to 4 p.m. Eastern, for free. Each host is an experienced trader and gives their take on the market while taking calls and questions live from around the world. From the moment the market opens until the closing bell sounds, Tiger TV has 8 different shows with expert hosts to help you make the right moves with your money. Watch online at TFNN.com or on TFNN's YouTube channel and become the investor you were born to be. TFNN, educating investors.
This portion of the Trader's Edge is brought to you by Direxion's daily leveraged and inverse ETFs. Whether you're a bull or a bear, you choose the direction. Visit Direxion.com. Investing in the funds involves significant risk and should only be utilized by investors who understand the impact of leverage and actively monitor their portfolio. They are not designed to track the underlying index or security for more than a day Before investing, carefully consider a fund's investment objective, risk, charges, and expenses contained in the prospectus available at Direxion.com. Read carefully. Distributor Foreside Fund Services, LLC.
Welcome back. Another good baseball game last night. Hard to believe that they're playing again. I mean, what a lot of baseball in the last 3 days for those two teams out there. So looking forward to that. Let's get to our next request out here. It was for FLNC. This for Duncan Steve inside our Tigers Den out here. Give me a moment. We'll be there momentarily. It should be right here. FLNC right now trading out at $20.90. It does have a daily Rhodes Momentum Indicator top, which price is trading into right now. It's a swing point from October 16th. Volume there, 11 million shares today so far. 2 hours of trading, about 5 million shares. You're moving to that swing point with volume. If we close above, oh wait, was that the swing point? Yeah. If we so it looks like we're going to. As long as we close above 1864, odds favor we go tackle the high 2212 out there. The weekly chart supports that idea as prices trading above its TD9 count breakdown level at 1858. We're at 2079. No reason for it to not continue to move higher. We're back inside the profile in the monthly time frame chart. No reason for it to not move higher. Its next price target is 2301. So it does look like to me that FLNC, Duncan, wants to go target that TD9 count top, maybe take that out. Takes that out, it could set up an A to B equals CD pattern to the upside. You also wanted to take a look at the SOX ETF out there, SOXX. Let's go ahead and pull that up on our screen. SOX is trading out as we speak at the price point of 311.55. And you'll see on the daily time frame, no topping signal anywhere in sight. Yes, it has a Rhodes Momentum Indicator line that is triggered. That just tells us we're moving higher with less energy out there. That's one of the things that it's telling us. In order to generate a top, because this could be strong like bull, is that it needs to generate a bearish reversal candle. And then the top would be a Rhodes Momentum Indicator top. If we take a look at the weekly time frame, it negated its TD9 count top last week. It did it immediately. That tells you about a gigantic, ginormous, strong upward momentum move for the weekly time frame. And then we take a look at the monthly time frame. The monthly time frame last month, did it do it? Yep, it did. It negated its TD9 count top. It's got an A to B. There's all kinds of A to B equals CD patterns to the upside. No reason for me to draw those in there. The SOX has got no topping signal whatsoever. Now, have you ever seen the major market top without the SOX topping? The answer, pretty simple. No. Never happened. Never will happen. In this case here, the SOX wants to move higher. So, Duncan, I hope that helps you out. And thanks so much for your question. Oh, there was one more that you had. We didn't have much requests coming in this morning, and Dunk was nice enough. You know, I need to set these charts. It's best for me to be able to set these charts up during breaks or what have you. Then, things flow pretty well. And flow as well as Stevie can make them flow. If we take a look at VNet out here, we're trading right now above the top of its daily profile and into its prior topping area where it formed Rhodes Momentum Indicator top. That top was confirmed on the trading day of September the 29th out there. That high is being tested. That's really the high of the resistance of the pattern, 1129. We're trading right now at 1090. Got a bearish shooting star. Although I doubt it's really a shooting star because we'd have to fill in this gap to the upside. So we're testing a swing point. Let's really see what we're doing. We're testing a swing point area. Swing point from October 2nd that had volume of 8.5 million shares. So far today, 6 million shares. Even though we've rejected so far, we're trading just underneath that swing point. What that tells us, Steve-O, is price will at least get back up to the swing point. So here's the deal. Here's the play. If price closes above 1090 today, we get to 1180. If it closes below 1090 today, we get to 1090. Maybe we still get to 1180, but that would be what Tom Obi-Wan had taught us about volume and swing points. Now, if we look at the weekly time frame chart, price is trading above the top of its weekly profile into a swing point that if we're closed above, that's that 1180 number again. 30 million shares, by the way, that week. This week so far, we're in with 14 million shares. So we're in with we're not even halfway through the week out here, and we've got half the volume. So you're moving into that with volume as well. If you take that out, you close above that, you're going to trigger an A to B equals CD pattern to the upside. What's the likelihood of that, Steve-O? One might say. This Steve-O, not that Steve-O. And I would have to say the likelihood is pretty darn good. Why? Because we're moving in with volume out there. And if you can take out the highs from the daily time frame, that would be muy bueno. So that's what's going on there with VNet. Hope that helped you out, Doug. Hector wants to take a look at the IWM, and he's mostly interested in the 15-minute time frame chart. So what I'm going to do for Hector, not that he asked for it, but this is what I'm going to do, is we're going to take a look at the Russell 2000 equity future contract. But first, I'm going to go ahead and pull over the 15-minute chart that he asked for. So I made up one of those during a breakout here. Let me squish this down, move this over. Because what we're going to find out is we got two different sets of signals likely. So here's the IWM for a 15-minute time frame. And I'm not saying don't have its charts or what have you and don't trade off of it, but you are better off to trade off of the future contract. You more data, the better off you are. For example, we don't have a bottoming pattern per se out here other than testing a prior, the 15-minute chart that is. Let me get my cursor out here. Other than testing a prior swing point. That's weird. Cursor didn't grab. Let's try it again. Here we go. That's a hammer candle out here, swing point from 10 o'clock in the morning back on October 28th. Volume there was about 1.4 million shares. That was tested with another hammer candle at 9:45 this morning. 3.6 million shares was going against 1.4 million shares. Now, that was tested with volume. We got back and we retested that with 761,000 shares. We did that at 10:45. 761 was testing 1.4 million shares. So there, if you're going to just simply use swing point and volume analytics out there, there's your test and rejection of a swing point with light volume. And now, since then, we have moved higher. What price is doing here, IWM on the 15-minute time frame, is running right up into its TD9 count breakdown resistance, that number 251.01. So that's what the 15-minute time frame chart is doing, Hector and Patty. Let's look at the 15-minute time frame chart for the Russell 2000 equity future contract. Here, again, different info. That different info, and it's just now we don't have to worry about a swing point test. We had prices that pulled back, tested and rejected its TD9 count breakout level. That TD9 count breakout level is 25.1150. It began forming at 5:45 this morning. That test came at 9:45. So in that first 15 minutes after the market opened, it tested and rejected that level. Getting back and testing and holding a TD9 count breakout level can be a bottom. So the Russell 2000 gave you that bottom signal. It did that at 9:45. I think that signal on the IWM for its 15-minute time frame came at 10:45, 1 hour later. Now what we can see here on the 15-minute time frame chart for the Russell 2000, it's trading into a TD9 count breakdown resistance level. That's at 25.3220. It's also trading into a swing point. That swing point high, not that it's of any significance out here. I mean, it's not the completion of a pattern or anything like that, but it still is a swing point. That's 25.3770. If we close above 25.3770, that says that we continue to move higher. Just before we go to the break, what else do we see here on the Russell 2000? I'd like to tell you we see something, but the answer is not much. We see a TD9 count bottom pattern that is going to complete at 2 p.m. for its 5-hour time frame chart. We'll be right back.
If you spend any time online researching trading techniques on how to begin your trading journey, you've no doubt come across many folks who push Forex trading as a way to make big money quickly. Unfortunately, there are equally as many stories of these so-called Forex professionals just looking to make a quick buck off aspiring traders without actually teaching the ins and outs of the Forex market. This is what sets Teddy Keckstack's The Tiger Forex Report off the riffraff. Every Monday, former Chicago Mercantile Exchange member and author Teddy Keckstack releases his Tiger Forex Report newsletter, where he dives into the complex world of Forex and takes time to actually teach you his methods that have made him so successful in the fast-paced and rewarding world of Forex trading. Furthermore, all subscribers receive access to archived live streams of Teddy's, where he provides university-level education to help you in Forex trading. All first-time subscribers receive a 30-day money-back guarantee. So what are you waiting for? Forex awaits.
In In the world of trading, only a few names stand out like Larry Pesavento, a pros pro with over 50 years of experience. Larry has seen it all. A former Chicago Mercantile Exchange member, Larry has authored 10 books and trained over 1,000 traders with his unmatched expertise. Introducing Fibonacci 24/7, Larry Pesavento's daily trading service that turns the complexity of markets into opportunities. Published every Sunday, receive a comprehensive report packed with detailed commentary, charts, and videos that illuminate the patterns shaping the markets, with updates throughout the week exclusively for subscribers. Whether through charts or videos, Larry's analysis is your roadmap to navigating the markets. You can sign up now at TFNN.com for just $97. And with all TFNN newsletters backed by a 30-day money-back guarantee, you have nothing to risk. For all the details, visit TFNN.com. You'll find Fibonacci 24/7 right under the newsletters tab.
For traders who crave risk, Direxion's daily leveraged and inverse ETFs provide opportunities to magnify short-term perspectives with up to 3 times a daily leverage, utilize bull and bear funds from both sides of the trade, and trade through rapidly changing markets. These are highly leveraged ETFs with daily resetting designed for short-term trading, not long-term investing. Whether you're a bull or a bear, you choose the Direction. For up-to-date pricing and performance, go to Direction.com. Investing in the funds involves significant risk and should only be utilized by investors who understand the impact of leverage and actively monitor their portfolio. They are not designed to track the underlying index or security for more than a day. Before investing, carefully consider a fund's investment objective, risk, charges, and expenses contained in the prospectus available at Direction.com. Read carefully. Distributor Foresight Fund Services, LLC.
This program is brought to you by Vista Gold, traded on the NYSE American and TSX under the symbol VGZ.
Welcome back. We're looking at ticker symbol FRPT. This for SATP, who's looking for an entry into this. Has completed a daily sell the D point top. It did that with the bear sash candle back on the trade day of October the 23rd out there. Price is now trading with inside its profile. It looks to me, SAT, like price wants to get back at least to its oscillator and change line 52.28. It's a bullish structured profile. So I believe the answer to your question is between 50.76 and 52.28. When we look at the weekly time frame chart, we have a negated TD9 count bottom pattern. Let me just make sure with certainty on that. The close on the trading week of October 10th was 48.35. The low of the TD9 count was 48.41. Yeah, we negated that signal. We're just consolidating with inside its profile. 58.77 is resistance there. The monthly time frame chart on Friday will go ahead and confirm a TD9 count bottom. That will complete that pattern next month. So you're looking in the right area out here. And what price should do is rally up towards 84.12. The question is the bottom this month? You know, the daily time frame has got a Rhodes momentum indicator bottom. I'd sure feel more comfortable. Would have been nicer if that weekly had held up. I don't know if it will. But the answer to your question for the daily time frame right now, 50.76 to 52.28-ish. You also want to take a look at OKE. Let's pull that up on our screen, see what that is doing. Maybe that gives something a little bit clearer. Not that that wasn't clear, but it gave us, signals where that weekly had negated a bottoming pattern. Why did it do that? It did it because it did it. We look at OKE out here on its daily time frame. I don't have a bottoming pattern out there. It needs a bullish reversal candle to confirm a Rhodes momentum indicator bottom. However, what we do have right now, what's going on is a test of a swing low. That swing low is from October 17th. Volume was 4 million shares. Today, we're into it so far with 1.8 million shares. I think we're trading into it with too much volume. Looks to me more likely than not, Sat, that you'll get a test and a test of that swing point low. Don't know whether you get a rejection. 66.56. That's what you're going to have to wait for. The weekly time frame chart does not have any kind of bottoming pattern. You can see this oscillator and change line has acted as resistance. It's January 31st of this year out here. So that's really an important level to see two closes above. And finally, on the monthly time frame, let's populate it. It is trading below profile support out there. You're in bar number 8. But I don't see a bottoming signal right here. So actually, we don't like these charts. We don't like OKE out here for its daily, weekly, or its monthly time frame. So sorry about that, Sap, but I do hope that information assisted you. Captain Dan wants to take a look at Occidental Petroleum out here. OXY is a ticker symbol. He's looking for an entry point into this. It's trading out at 40.96. It's trading into its monthly TD9 count bottom candle. That is a swing point candle. That is the one from April of 2025. 329 million shares. This month we're going into it with 249 million shares. So we are pulling back in that swing point with lighter volume. That's a good thing, but it's still bearish because we're trading below profile support and a red oscillator change line. Turns out we're doing the same gosh darn thing on the weekly time frame chart. That suggests that we should get back to its breakout level, 38.72. Now you'll watch the volume as prices moving into that on a weekly basis. The volume of the swing point that we'll be testing is from April 11th. There was 136 million shares traded that week, April 11th. A couple weeks ago, we were in with 46 million. Last week was 49 million. This week is with 24 million shares. We're moving to that swing point with lighter volume. The daily time frame out here does not have a bottoming pattern. I see an A to B equals CD pattern on the downside, needs a bullish reversal candle. Now, you are trading below profile support here, below profile support in the weekly, below profile support in the monthly. Captain Dan, that is not what we want to see for an entry, other than if we see some clear bottoming patterns. And my recollection is we really didn't see anything other than the monthly time frame. So I'd look elsewhere, at least at this moment in time. Dan wants to take a look at Tesla on an intraday basis. So let's get back to Stevie's intraday set of charts up there. I believe that they are right here. Dan, I don't know what you're looking for, so I'm just going to go ahead and give you the run through. The monthly time frame chart, no topping signal. Looks like it wants to go test its all-time high. Weekly time frame, we're trading into a TD9 count top. That TD9 count top has got volume of, on a weekly basis, it was the October 3rd week, 522 million shares. This week we're up with 213. We're pulling in with lighter volume, but we're trading above profile resistance, green oscillator change line. Increase the odds of at least to run for that TD9 count top. Daily time frame has got a Rhodes momentum indicator top. We're trading into that. The daily base says volume of 137 million shares. Yesterday we were with 80 million shares. So far today, 2 hours, 27 million shares. So light volume. You're pushing into that with light volume, but you're above profile resistance, and right now it's green oscillator and change line. We're doing really the same thing on the 195-minute chart. I'll assume really kind of across the board out here. Nothing has broken down on any of those intraday charts. So, Dan, that's what I see when I take a look at Tesla. So I hope that helps you out. And as always, thanks for your request. Mr. Bill wants to take a look at Berkshire Hathaway. Let me see if I can figure out where did I put Berkshire Hathaway. Did I put it here? No, that was Oxy. So now I know where Berkshire Hathaway is tucked away, or should be tucked away. Should be right here. Let's see if it is. Yep, Stevie's got it. Berkshire Hathaway trade out of 475.68. It's got a to B equals CD pattern to the downside. And we are testing profile support on the weekly time frame. So the key level that it's testing as we speak right now, Mr. Bill, is going to be 474.77. The month comes to an end on Friday. If we close below that, it would increase the close the week. I'm sorry, we're looking at the weekly chart. If we close below that on the weekly basis this coming Friday, odds favor, it increased the odds of lower lows out there. Now, maybe gunning for a swing point that took place back here in August. That swing point has volume on a weekly basis of 31 million shares. We're not into it yet, but we're pushing lower with 13 million shares. So light volume. Really, Berkshire Hathaway ought to be able to hold 474.77, the bottom of that weekly profile. Watch for that. If that area fails, then we're likely to see a move into its monthly buy zone between 448 and 469. As far as the daily A to B equals CD pattern, there's really this is the one I would be using, the one that we're drawing in here right now. We're going to see that we're well past that one-to-one move out there. Well, we're not well past it. We're really at it as we speak. So what you're looking for here, Mr. Bill, is a bullish reversal candle to confirm a Gartley buy pattern. And you'd love to see it do that with a weekly time frame holding the profile support. Doesn't have to, but it would sure be nice if it, in fact, did that. You also wanted to take a look at the GDX out here. So let me see, where did I put the GDX? Did I put it here? He did. Now you're looking at the monthly, daily, and weekly time frame, and you'd like me to decipher it. Okay. Bar number 8 for the GDX is going to go ahead and form Friday. We know that tops can take place on bars 8, 9, or the bar following bar number 9. What happened to my, that's interesting. Let me see here. There we go. I want to see what the dance steps were. So here we have been trading higher just for just 2 months. And we're maybe going to have a 2-month pullback this month and the next month. Particularly the weekly time frame chart. The confirmation of a 2-month pullback would require a close below 65.39. 65.39 is the bottom of its weekly profile. It has a TD9 count top that is in place out here. Profile resistance 80.71. The daily time frame chart. Daily time frame chart, as someone had pointed out to us. No. So, do I have a bottom here inside of the GDX? The answer is maybe. Let's talk about that when we come back from this break, Mr. Bill.
Many trading newsletters attempt to focus on a narrow set of equities or commodities. While this works for some, it oftentimes misses many opportunities that possess huge gain potential. But how is an independent trader supposed to scan the entire market looking for these hidden opportunities? One simple answer: the opening call newsletter. Basil Chapman, developer of the Chapman Wave trading methodology, has been trading the markets for longer than most trading influencers have been alive. And over that time, he has honed his methodology in order to accurately call movements in a wide range of equities, from semiconductors to uranium to key indices and so much more. Basil is old school, taking the time to educate the trader while also giving his insights into key indices, selective stocks, and more. Opening call subscribers also receive access to dozens of educational live streams that can be accessed at any time for your edification. All first-time subscribers receive a 30-day money-back guarantee. So ignore the pop trading influencers and start learning time-tested technical analysis.
In the world of trading, only a few names stand out like Larry Pesavento, a pros pro with over 50 years of experience. Larry has seen it all. A former Chicago Mercantile Exchange member, Larry has authored 10 books and trained over 1,000 traders with his unmatched expertise. Introducing Fibonacci 24/7, Larry Pesavento's daily trading service that turns the complexity of markets into opportunities. Published every Sunday, receive a comprehensive report packed with detailed commentary, charts, and videos that illuminate the patterns shaping the markets, with updates throughout the week exclusively for subscribers. Whether through charts or videos, Larry's analysis is your roadmap to navigating the markets. You can sign up now at TFNN.com for just $97. And with all TFNN newsletters backed by a 30-day money-back guarantee, you have nothing to risk. For all the details, visit TFNN.com. You'll find Fibonacci 24/7 right under the newsletters tab.
Are you ready to take charge of your financial future? TFNN is your gateway to the world of trading and investing. Whether you're starting out or scaling up, TFNN empowers traders and investors of all skill levels with top-notch investing systems, strategies, and techniques. It's time to protect and grow your money with insight you can trust. Join us live Monday through Friday during market hours for exclusive content that moves with the markets. At TFNN, we bring the trading floor to you. Our seasoned hosts are here to answer your calls and questions live on the air. Check out the Tiger's Den for just $1 and follow us on YouTube and become part of our vibrant community. And remember, at TFNN, we're so confident in the value we provide that we offer a 30-day money-back guarantee on all new premium newsletter subscriptions and services. You have absolutely nothing to risk, so why wait? Tune in live to Tiger TV and transform your trading journey, because when you know better, you invest better. Join us and experience the difference today. TFNN, educating investors.
welcome back, folks. You may remember when we did the 11 a.m. update, we had gold and silver both back inside their profiles out there. And if we take a look at the GDX on the daily time frame, what's held here is the TD9 count breakout level. So it is from McGuppy that made the request for the GDX. Thanks for doing that, McGuppy. You can see that 68.89 level is key. We're also in the GDX back inside its profile. So it's only, maybe day number 2 of a rally. It's hard to say. It's possible that it's bottomed. But one thing is clear. If we close below 65.39, that's going to be the bottom of its weekly profile. We are likely headed lower out there. There was a request to take a look at the gold contract from its intraday standpoint. So let's pull that set of charts up on our screen. That would be right here. If we look, we'll get the daily and lower time frame. So we got a bar number 8 on a 10-minute chart. That could form a TD9 count in the next 20 minutes out here. 15-minute is breakout support at 4,290. No bottoming signal, but again, holding that level and getting back to breakout support can be a bottom. 30-minute time frame chart's got a TD9 count top, price below profile support. Could be signal to move to 39.73. 60-minute time frame is trading below its oscillator and change line. Not a good scene there. TD9 count top on the 2-hour time frame chart should take us back to 39.67 out there. So gold, maybe it's not going to hold the bottom of that profile. That's what those intraday charts are saying out there, and that could spell trouble for the GDX. So we just got to wait to see how this plays out, but that's what's going on there. Lastly, we had a request to take a look at ticker symbol SLS. Let's pull that up on our screen out here. SLS right now is trading out at $2.07 on a daily time frame. It's trying to get back inside its daily profile. That needs a close above 207. 207 is where a counter trend move would come to an end. Price was below the bottom of that daily profile for several days out there. If price can close above 207, it's not a counter trend move to the upside, and instead price ought to go target the 225 level. Do realize at 211 you've got weekly profile resistance. Folks, I didn't get to a couple of requests that came in. FXI, KWeb, EEEM. We'll make sure that we get to those tomorrow. Have a wonderful Wednesday. I'll look forward to seeing you on Terrific Thursday. Take care and be safe out there.